Beauty and the Beast. Once there was a merchant who had 3 daughters. One day, he had to go on a business trip, and called his 3 daughters to him and asked what they wanted him to bring for them when he returned. The eldest daughter asked an emerald necklace, while the second asked for a string of pearls. The youngest daughter, Beauty, was very kind-hearted, and only requested that her father returned home safely, and brought her a single white rose. The 2 sisters laughed at Beauty and made fun of her for wanting her father to bring just a rose. The father went on his way, and when he was returning, he bought an emerald necklace and a string of pearls as his daughters had requested, but he could not find a place where white roses grew, as it was the winter season and it was snowing everywhere. In the dark and snow, the merchant lost his way going home. He was very hungry and tired, but could not see a place for shelter anywhere nearby. Just as he turned his horse around, he saw lights ahead of him. He followed them and came to a great castle. He saw that the castle door was open and went inside, meaning to ask someone whether they could provide him some food and shelter for the night. He saw no one inside the great castle, but there was a banquet laid on the table. The merchant sat himself down to eat, and after he was well fed, he wanted a place to sleep in. He spotted a door leading off the hall, and he looked into it. The room looked as if it had been prepared for him, and as he was very tired, he went to bed and slept soundly. The next day dawned, and the merchant woke up to find that a fine suit had been laid out for him to wear, and that there was a fine breakfast on the table for him. He dressed, ate and drank, and then looked around to thank his kind host, but could not find anyone. The merchant regretfully left the castle, and as he came to the castle's garden, he spotted a beautiful rose bush, which was filled with white blooms. Remembering his little daughter's request, he went to pick up a rose. He reached out and picked up a single rose, but as he did so there came a great roar from behind him, and an ugly beast appeared. "Who is stealing my white rose?" he thundered. The merchant, scared to death, explained that he did not intend to steal, and he told the beast about his daughter's request. "This is my favorite rose bush, and anyone who touches it must die," said the beast. "However, I will let you go if you promise to bring the first thing that runs to meet you when you get home." The merchant gave his promise, and then went home. As he reached the house, Beauty, who had been eagerly waiting for her father to return, ran out to meet him. The merchant turned pale and then told Beauty about the beast. Beauty, who was very brave, said, "You must keep your promise, father. Maybe he will not hurt me." So, that same night, the merchant took Beauty to the beast's castle. Father and daughter said goodbye with sadness, and Beauty soon got used to her life in the castle. She would sing to the beast in the night, and the beast loved Beauty with all his heart. One day Beauty looked into the mirror that showed her family and saw her father, very ill and lying on a bed. She asked the beast for permission to go and see her father. "If you go, you will never come back," said the beast sadly. Beauty promised that she would return, and the beast gave her a ring with a red stone and told her to put it on when she wanted to return. After Beauty returned home, her father began to get better. One night, Beauty had a strange dream. She saw her beloved beast lying on the ground, and he looked as if he was dying. Beauty put on the ring and wished herself back to her beast. In the morning, Beauty woke up to find that she was in her room in the castle. She ran down to the garden and saw the beast lying stiff and quiet on the ground as if he were dead. "My dear beast," cried Beauty, "please don't die, for I have come back to take care of you, and I will marry you, for I love you with all my heart." She wept and wept, and after some time, she looked up, but could not see the beast. Instead, there lay a handsome young prince, looking down at her. The prince explained that a wicked witch had cast a spell over him, so that nothing could set him free, until a beautiful girl loved him and promised to marry him, had trapped him inside the body of a savage beast. Beauty said that she would marry him, and they married and lived happily ever after, looking after Beauty's father until he passed away. The end. Thank you for listening to the stories at ZynKids.com.